Anti-Semitism and hate crimes against Jews is on the rise around the world and in this country. As recently as this past weekend, there were swastikas and hateful graffiti found on the walls of the Scotch Plain Stanwood High School. And 2 weeks ago, there was an explosive device found in a Jewish cemetery in Newark. What action should the U.S. government take to protect its citizens from anti-Semitism specifically, and from religious discrimination and hate crimes more generally?
So as I mentioned, my grandfather fought the Nazis in World War II. To think that we are now coming to a point where we see the growing rise of anti-Semitism in this country is hard to believe in this day and age. And I think a lot of that starts at the top. So it's important that we speak out when we see our leaders having some sort of moral equivalency between Nazis and the protesters who stood against them in Charlottesville. We have seen the rise by 32% of anti-Semitism throughout New Jersey. I stood with Congressman Josh Gottheimer a couple weeks ago in Sussex County when people that had had his yard sign in their yard had their yard sign spray painted with swastikas. And it wasn't just the yard sign, it was spray painted on their garage as well. And I was proud to hear that that family said, the first thing they said to Congressman Gottheimer after it happens was, how soon can you get us another yard sign? Because we don't stand for that, and we don't tolerate that in New Jersey. It wasn't okay in 1945, it wasn't okay in 1965, and it is certainly not okay now.
Our laws need to be enforced, and our law enforcement needs to be empowered to enforce them. And so I support measures that strengthen or increase penalties on those who commit crimes that have a bias element to them. And I think the best way to attack criminals who act in such hateful ways is to punish them severely. More generally, the First Amendment in this nation needs to be respected. Religious freedom, the free exercise of religious freedom is a bedrock right of every American. And there's a reason it's in the First Amendment to the Bill of Rights. And we need to be vigilant to uphold those First Amendment rights, whether they're for Jews or Christians or Muslims or anyone who seeks to exercise their religious freedom. Because an attack on one person's religious freedom is an attack on everyone's religious freedom. And we must be vigilant when our First Amendment rights are infringed in that way.